Welcome to another edition of Pub Shed and Home Bar Sessions. So in this part of the show, or on the separate podcast, depending on where you're listening, this is where we speak with a member of the Instagram Pub Shed and Home Bar community about their home bar, the beers and the music they might have in there, and lots of other things as well. So you might be watching this on YouTube. Hello if you are. You might be listening on Spotify. If you are listening to the Pub Shed and Home Bar Sessions podcast, go and check out the full ale and audio show. It's got loads of music and lots of other features, games, and everything else too. So I'd like to introduce then to the show today another Pub Shed and Home Bar from our Instagram Home Bar community. They I think I would say probably they sort of cropped up maybe in the last 9 months or so. I might get corrected when I bring him in. But I'm pleased to say we've got Steve with us from the Pub 43 Garage Bar in Seattle. How are you doing, Steve?
Pretty good. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Brilliant. Yes, it's nice to speak with you. I know I've commented on various of your posts and stuff like that, and I know you've sent us songs for the song request courtroom in the past. I absolutely love your place. Had to get you on, and yeah, it's nice to record with pub sheddies and home bars across the pond as well, which is always a tricky thing to do because it kind of means you have to record really, really early in the morning at probably about 8 or 9 o'clock at your end or something like that at the minute, Steve. Right.
It's a little early, but that's okay.
So you're based in Seattle. I don't know if you're in Seattle today, are you? But you're based in Seattle. Your bar is?
Right, just outside of Seattle, about 10 miles. So in that area.
Brilliant. Excellent. And what was it that made you start your home bar? You start getting set up with a home bar and stuff then?
Well, I got a pretty big garage, and it's usually full of junk. And we've always thought, what can we do with it? And we thought about doing some kind of a bar or pub or something back there. And it was about a year and a half ago or so. I was on YouTube, and I don't know how I stumbled across John Garbarino, and he built a gar bar in Maplewood, New Jersey. And I started watching that, and of course, you go down the rabbit hole, and I see that I think in that town another 30 or so of these garage bars popped up. So got interested, talked to some friends about it. Didn't get started on the process right away. Actually, a friend of mine started the process earlier. So got it off the ground, but at this point, I think we've got 4 of these bars in the neighborhood.
Brilliant. I love it. I do like the tagline that you have actually voted the best bar within the 100 meters of your 100 feet of your house or something like that.
Yeah, quite an honor.
So I'm going to pop some pictures up. You can see it's quite a big place. How big would you say it is?
Ooh, maybe 500-700 square feet.
Yeah, so it's certainly a big place, and obviously your visitors love it. I mean, I can see you did an Oktoberfest, didn't you? Obviously back towards October, sort of September time, I think it was. And yeah, you filled the place, didn't you?
Yeah, we do an Oktoberfest every year, and it's we've always had it in our yard or out in the covered area on our patio, and we get about 90 to 100 people. And then, I mean, typically, towards the end of the evening, the crowd gets a little smaller. But this year with the bar, crowd started thinning out a little bit, but we closed the door to the bar, and it was a full party again. So it was a lot of fun.
It looks absolutely amazing. I bet people love visiting as well, don't they?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. And go ahead.
As I was just saying, did that sort of mark the start of the bar as well? Because it looks like you're kind of finishing around that time before you started the Oktoberfest event.
Yeah, it really was. That was the first event we had there. So it was a great event. A lot of fun.
Excellent. And yeah, you said you've obviously had inspirations from people on YouTube and stuff like that. What kind of things did you find quite challenging about building the bar? There's always something that kind of bugs people or takes people a while to get right. Was there anything in particular that proved a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, well, when we were putting the wood up on the walls, and actually what we used was fence boards, because that was the look we wanted, and it was probably the least expensive way to put wood on those walls. Those walls behind actually have some silver insulation. We put the first wall up, and then it started drying out. And then you could see these wide cracks with silver behind it. I mean, it was just glaring.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a process to get that covered up. We had to pull some boards off, get some stuff behind there, and actually the wall with the TV on it, we thought ahead and we put black paper behind all of that. So when those separated, you couldn't see it as much. A kind of a small item, but it was fun.
You've done a fine job in there. I mean, it looks perfectly finished off. It looks really nice, cozy. Like I say, very roomy. You can get a lot of people in there. So you've got your fridge in there as well. And one thing that I really like is you've got a kegerator as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I love having that. We've got two taps on it, and typically we just have one barrel going. But it's nice to have the second tap for like Oktoberfest. We put a locust cider on there, so that was nice to have.
Do you find you've got quite a lot of breweries you can pick things up from nearby?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of breweries in the Seattle area where you can pick stuff up. We get Black Raven. We typically have a Georgetown beer on tap.
Oh, excellent. And what is your sort of favoured beer style of choice? What's the landlord's tipple when you're in there?
Typically an IPA. Right now we have just an ale from Georgetown, which is nice. It drinks very easy.
Excellent, good stuff. And what is it that you do when you're not landlord of the pub 53? I know you say you've travelled today. Is that right?
Yes. I do construction management for a retailer. So
Oh, excellent.
it takes me around. So.
And have you got some of your sort of DIY skill? I know you obviously you're more on the management side, but do you kind of have sort of like those natural DIY skills and stuff as well?
Yeah, I came out of the trades originally. I framed houses. I've done some electrical work, worked on elevators for a while. So yeah, can do it all.
And it sounds like, I mean, from looking at your posts and stuff and the things that you've said about the other bar, you've got a bit of a network of sort of garage bars in the area as well. Is that right?
We do. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 in operation, and then one more about to kick off construction, probably in the next week or two.
Excellent. Do you want to give any of those a shout out? Any of the neighbours?
Absolutely. We've got up in the neighborhood, we've got the Burn Bar, Tom and Michelle, and then we've got the Sugar Shack, which is Ben and Shug.
And obviously that's the title, that's the intro song to our podcast these days as well. The Sugar Shack. So that's completely random, but it's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. No, and the thing is, everyone calls her Shug. Her name's Christiana, but her nickname's Shug, so they called it the Sugar Shack. But then we've got the back bar with Brian and Karen, and then the green room with Darren and Ann is about to start construction.
Brilliant. I mean, you could go on a right crawl then, couldn't you, around your area?
Yeah, we're talking about when the green room's done. We're going to print up shirts and get a group and do a crawl.
Oh, I'd love to see that. I'm looking forward to seeing all the pictures when you get that going.
Oh, there will be posts.
I mean, it's gone down very well. I mean, I know that the Kev at the Glory Hole really likes your place. I'd seen he commented on one of the pictures saying how good it looks. But have you received a good reception on Instagram from the bar?
I have, and a lot of the people who I'm connected with are really through Ellen Audio. It's a great group.
Everyone's so good, aren't they?
Yes, fantastic.
And yeah, thank you for your contributions as well to our song request courtroom. Over the past, however many months, it's been 9 months or so. It's been great to hear some of the songs that you've requested as well, which brings me on nicely to music. So if you was typically going to walk into the Pub 53 on a night, what sort of things might we expect to hear?
Wow. Well, I think a few of them would be probably "It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere" by Jimmy Buffett. That kind of speaks well to the pub, where that's the general attitude of let's just get this thing going. Toes by Zach Brown Band, love that. I lean definitely towards like beach or tiki music, because before this bar I built a number of tiki bars.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so we definitely lean that direction, or you'll probably just see a football game or something on.
All right, okay. And who is it you support then? Who's your team?
Well, I'm in the Seattle area, but I grew up on the East Coast, so it's going to be the New York Giants.
Oh, nice one. There we go. Big shout out to the New York Giants then. And obviously, we've got the Super. I'm guessing you're going to be enjoying the Super Bowl in the bar.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll definitely have people over for that.
Nice one. That's if that's all. The Super Bowl might have already happened, depending on when people are listening to it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy that. And going forwards, what other plans have you got for the bar then?
Well, it's going to be a constant rotation with the decoration type stuff that's in there. It's still not done. It'll never be done. We've toyed with the idea of maybe doing some insulation for the ceiling because it gets a little brisk in there some days. But one recent addition is we have a full on stand up video game console that was brought over by Pat Rock Creative. He's the guy who's done our shirts. Did the video. I don't know if you saw that one we had. So it's constantly changing, but yeah, it's pretty much on the decor side.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, definitely everyone who's listening, watching, go check out the Pub53's Instagram page because it's got some great videos on there. Got lots of great pictures, and you'll sort of see the kind of work that's gone into it. Because one thing I did like about your account as well, Steve, is that fortunately you joined Instagram, I think, while you were doing the bar, so you could actually document the process as well, couldn't you?
Yeah. I think the first thing we did on the bar was we did a logo and an Instagram page.
Well, it gave you the inspiration, then you could share and post things, couldn't you? So, and it is good to see, the journey behind a bar getting built. So, yeah, it's really good to see that. Well, Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Thank you for obviously joining us quite early in the day over at your end. I hope you've enjoyed the chat.
I have. Thank you so much for having me on.
No worries. And obviously the final question is, what song can we play that best represents you and your home bar?
I'm going to go with Toes by Zac Brown Band.
Oh, any reasons behind this in particular then?
I love the song, and it's kind of funny that my one of my kids had once said that this sounds like my anthem.
Well, here we go then. This is the anthem for Steve at Pub 53. Thanks for chatting with us, Steve.
All right, thanks. Have a great day.